Can you please explain the lawsuit between New York Knicks player Nerlens Noel and his agent, Rich Paul of Klutch Sports? Thank you for asking. I would like to explain this because this is a big story. You may never have heard of any of these people. That's funny, actually. Can there be a big story about a subject whose participants you've never heard of? Is it a bigger story that Ben Affleck is going engagement ring shopping for J-Lo? So Bennifer is going to become a thing after she's done with Bayrod? Or is it J-Rod? I think this is a much bigger story. Rich Paul is a name you should have heard of. Rich Paul was made famous because he befriended LeBron James. He became in LeBron James's circle, became LeBron James's agent. LeBron James's consigliere. And then he wanted more. So he started an agency called Klutch Sports, Klutch with a K. Klutch Sports signed a bunch of players, good players, Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons. I think they have Trae Young. They really do have a bunch of good players. He's become a huge John Wall. Thank you, Coca. Lonzo Ball, Draymond Green. They've got a lot of players. Rich Paul wanted to be the Scott Boras of basketball. And what's interesting is that he may become the Scott Boras of basketball. And there is a lawsuit that indicates to me he is well on his way. What's the backstory? When you are an agent, you get players two ways. One, by word of mouth, meaning you've got a player already, LeBron James, who goes up to another player, Ben Simmons, and says, hey, Ben, I've got a better agent for you than you have. Come be represented by Rich Paul. Then LeBron James gets a little stuppy, like a referral fee, just a tiny little something. Maybe it's a car or a boat or something else. And then that player signs. Or the agent himself meets the player when he's down in the outside the clubhouse after every game, when he's in the team hotel at the team bar, when he goes out with his player and the player's friends and they start talking. And the agent says, I got a question. Are you being taken care of? Do you feel as though you are making as much money as you could be making because I can make you more? Just get rid of your agent and come to me. It's called poaching. Poaching is the biggest disease that disease-infested industry has. That is called agency. If you ask agents what they despise most about their business, it is poaching. And if you ask agents what is the one thing that they all do, it's called poaching. Baseball's a nightmare in that regard because you don't get paid as an agent a lot of money until your player makes arbitration. And you start with that player when he's 18 years old in most cases, sometimes younger. Don't tell anyone. Shh, sometimes way younger. You've got to invest in that player. You've got to buy that player equipment. You've got to help that player become a man, teach that player all sorts of things, get him cleats and all sorts of other crap. And then hope that he's going to make it. And then he makes it to arbitration. You get 5% of a couple $1 million. And eventually, hopefully one of your guys signs a big long-term guaranteed contract. There are players who have left their agents right before they sign a contract. There are players who have left their agents right before they go into arbitration. Why? Because they are promised love, attention, and above all, money. It is the three-legged stool that agents use to poach. Love, attention, and the middle leg, the biggest, most important, more money. So Nerlens Noel was at a birthday party for Ben Simmons. And of course, Rich Paul said, this is an opportunity. Because of course he has to go because that's his player. So he goes to the birthday party. He sees Noel. Noel's about to sign a 4-year, $70 million contract with the Dallas Mavericks. And Rich Paul says, wait, stop in the name of love. Don't go breaking your heart because I'm going to try for you. And what I'm going to do for you is get you a max deal. Everyone gets max deals in the NBA. Why should you be left out? So Noel said, really? That's amazing. Thank you. All right, I'm going to switch agents. He leaves his longtime agent, Happy Gilmore, and he joins Klutch Sports. There's no way that Happy Gilmore just came out of my mouth, Coca, because that's not the name of his old agent. Happy Gilmore is the production company or the movie with Adam Sandler. It's Happy somebody. Could it be Happy Walter? I don't know why that's in my mind. Happy Walters. Hell yeah, Coca. I was one S away on a random Wednesday morning. Not terrible. He calls up Happy and says, hey, Happy, I'm not happy because you don't give me enough love and attention. And on top of that, I'm going to make more money. So here I go. He joins Rich Paul and the Paulettes. He ends up not getting a contract. He signs a 1-year deal, hoping to get the maximum the next year, gets hurt, ineffective, ends up signing another 1-year deal, yada, yada, yada. He never gets paid. Rich Paul, who likes Scott Boras, spends a lot of time with the players who can make him the most money. And once those players get hurt or become ineffective, all of a sudden passes off the player to his minions. Noel is claiming that I could never get a return phone call from Rich Paul. He wouldn't even talk to me no more. Don't come around here no more. Is that what you're looking for? Stop. That's what agents say when they realize that they cannot get a return on the investment. So Noel says, I don't understand why I can't get in touch, but because I'm missing offers. What does that mean? Noel got word that teams wanted to sign him, but they couldn't reach the agent. Therefore, they moved in a different direction and didn't sign him. Warzaki. Do you know what happened if we couldn't reach a baseball player's agent who we really wanted to sign? Do you want to know what we'd do? Ready? Wait for it. Everyone sit down. Everyone breathe. We'd call the player directly. No way. You're telling me that no team could find Noel only through but for reaching Rich Paul? All these other teams with all these great executives, Daryl Morey couldn't figure out how to reach Noel directly. When he couldn't reach Rich Paul, they said, you know what? We're not going to sign our guy. We really wanted him, but we're not going to sign him now because Paul won't answer the phone. It doesn't work that way. You can reach a player. I can get the cell phone to every player in Major League Baseball, boom, within 3 degrees. Someone in our clubhouse has the number of someone who has the number of everyone. 2 degrees. Is that 2 degrees? 2 degrees it would take to get the cell phone of every single player in Major League Baseball. Maybe some of the young guys, 3 degrees at most. So Noel is saying, this is terrible. I can't get my agent to return my call. Above that, he's not even returning the calls of teams who want me. And now I'm stuck signing these piddly deals. Noel is claiming he lost like $58 million in salary over the years. So he is suing for breach of fiduciary duty and negligence. But do you know how this all started? That's the beautiful thing about agents. And this is why, Rich Paul, you win the I'm about to be Scott Boras award. Scott Boras, the same guy who sent notification to the estate of Jose Fernandez to get his commission on Jose's last deal, which was a 1 year because you wouldn't let him sign long term. And then he died and his family has not a penny. And I saw the document, so you can't deny it. Rich Paul calls up Noel and says, hey, where's my commission on that crappy deal that I did for you? You owe me $200,000. And Noel said, $200,000, screw you. I'm not paying you a dime. You won't even take my call. So Rich Paul said, okay, I'm going to file a grievance against you. And Noel said, oh my God, I'm so scared. You're going to file a grievance? Where are you going to file that grievance, Rich? And Rich said, where I have to, with the National Basketball Players Association. And Noel said, I'm so nervous. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sue you in federal court. Good luck. How does this end? You want to know? There's no negligence that he's going to be able to prove in a court of law. There's no breach of fiduciary duty. There is simply the knowledge that Noel got snooked. There's no law against getting snooked. People get manipulated every day, twice on Tuesdays. People get manipulated because they want to believe what they're told, because people are so desperate to believe there's something they're not. And when you are told by someone that you are a max player, that's not actionable. Rich Paul may believe you're a max player. He may have dreamt you're a max player. He may not have even believed you're a max player. And guess what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't take your calls. Does that rise to the level of breach of fiduciary duty? No, thank you. GMAB, Mr. Noel. I like where your head's at, but this ends with you paying $200,000 to Rich and not getting $1. Wait to see. I don't think that's the official wait to see today. Is it? Oh, no. We've got a different one. That's a special wait to see. That's a long-term one. Coca, add it. It's too good. Rich Paul will not have to pay Noel $1 in this lawsuit against him. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen.